Alright guys, welcome everybody. It is, of course, the Arabia 1v1 Invitational. Group B, it's game number 4 of the series between Dogao versus Fire. And this is actually the swap from last game in terms of civs for each player. So we now have the luxury for Dogao playing as China, having that nice China start, of course. Actually even building that house and can't actually find his sheep, interesting enough. Okay, now he just does. Of course, try and put some builds onto what they can whilst they're waiting for the sheep to come to TC, like the berries or the wood or whatever. Okay, he has found them now, and we'll put them in. So, of course, he has the luxury of that China start, which is, by the way, for me, the most infuriating if you can't find your sheep that early. So, there you go. That's the bane of my living whenever I play AOC. For Fire, though, he gets to play Mongols, and, well, with this map, which is Desert of Arabia, of course, and this being so open, holy cow. When we're looking at Fire's map, anyway, in particular, he's got a back goal, which is nice for him. He's got some berries quite close to his TC to the south of it, but his wood line, though, where's this? Like, this is like his only wood line. These two bits here. Oh man. Okay, I'd say the nice wood lines have now come to an end. This is a bad map for Fire. We might even see something a bit more aggressive for Fire. I think scouts would probably just be what we'd be doing, but I wouldn't blame him for just something a bit different maybe. But anyway, he's going to put a lumber camp down there on the tiniest wood patch you could probably see in a long time for the map that is Oasis. On the Oasis, for the map that is Oasis. No, I meant Arabia, of course. It's going to start pushing some deer, and of course, the rest of the map though has got main stone quite far out of the front, where one of his boars are. Secondary gold to the left-hand side, boar to the back, and he also has to the right-hand side a bit more wood. Like a bit more wood. And that's pretty much it, actually. To be fair, I think that's his third gold there as well, being even a bit further out where the sort of cliffy area is. For Dogao, though, let's have a quick look at his map. I was on his view a little bit earlier on, and, well, for him, he's got some berries to the south of his TC. Gold not terribly far away from the TC, but it is on this sort of small little hill here. But it's not too terrible, but it is a bit far out. But that's okay. It's okay. It's not ideal, but at least he has some pretty nice wood to take, at least. That's good for him. He has got some back wood lines as well as main stone. Ooh, nice. That is pretty cool. He's got some secondary stone to the north of that wood line that he's currently taking. And to round it all off, some deer and some more wood lines to the south of the map as well. His extra gold's being a little bit far out on the small plateau here. And his third gold being... Well, it's somewhere. I'm assuming this is his third gold, and that would be the third gold of Fires. I don't know. I give up trying to tell where everyone's gold is. We'll see it later on. So he brings that first boar in right now. It's like, it's the real difficulty. We're just going to stay there. That's actually really well played by Dogao. I mean, I would have just killed the boar and just taken it, but he was being nice and patient. But has that cost him a bit of any time on his TC? Yeah, it does actually. It's got a quick drop off some food. Bit of TC idle time, which isn't exactly ideal for China, of course. But he seems to be keeping up relatively well-ish. He's about nearly a full villager behind, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Anyway. Actually, there's his third gold. I got it. I got it, boys. I found a third gold right next to his second gold. I'm blind. Blind as a bat. Alright, there we go. At least that sorts it in my head. Now I know where it is. So this is bringing in that ball. Second ball now coming in for Fire. How's he looking? He actually went for the... unlike for Dogao had the luxury of just like a double deer patch. He's actually going to go to the berries, of course, pretty much standard stuff. He did push in one deer for himself. Now he's looking to go and try and scout out his opponent. I'm a little bit surprised as well, because I thought, with the Mongol scouting bonus generally, I would have thought that maybe Fire would find his stuff quickly, with that scouting bonus he had, and then try and go lame Dogao here, who has a China start, which, of course, is a little bit difficult, like he had. His second ball would have been a little bit later in general, so it could have been stolen. So I'm a little bit surprised Fire, but I guess Fire wants to try and focus on his own start. Maybe get that deer in pushed like he did, just to get a nice little food boost, maybe. Who knows? Looks like he'll be clicking up very shortly, though. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna get the loom before he clicks up at a pretty respectable time, actually, of 7:14 mark. So it goes, making another lumber line, of course. Fire now clicking up to the feudal age, of course. And how is Dogao looking? Oh, with this entirely open map as well, because again, Dogao can't really wall too much. He can try and wall his woodline in, which he probably will do, but generally speaking, the scouts will have a much more free roam than they did last game for Dogao. So, unfortunately, Dogao seems to draw the short straw on this. But we'll see how this game envelops. Because again, despite all of this, if Dogao can hold on for the first few minutes in the feudal age, when of course Fire will have that nice advantage being up much faster. Sorry, Fire being up, yeah, Fire being up Fire being up much faster. But this is just so open of a map and such poor woodlines that Fire does have. Dogao can exploit that pretty well. And if you just get in there, you're just going to do a lot of damage, I think. Could be quite a quick game. Dogao has clicked up right now. He's on 23 pop, it seems. In the meantime, though, he's actually going forward here. Ooh, Dogao actually sending 4 villagers forward here. I like that. This is bold. Alright, so let's think about it. So he's going to go forward. He's probably going to drop the barracks, probably around here somewhere, around this area. He'll push on in. It'll take him off this wood line pretty instantly, I think, unless there's a tower put up by Fire. Gotta be careful though, because again, the scouts will be out relatively soon, and they can definitely do some good damage in his own base. He hasn't got everything walled nice and tight. Oh, picked up a... Oh, but he's running into a wolf train! There's 3 wolves! No! Oh my god. Could he actually lose a villager here? 3 on 1? Alright, it's gonna be fine. Damn, I wanted to see a dead villager there. They're all spreading the damage out. Cuh. I was thinking, how rude. Even puts a house down to clean it all up. That's how nice of him. Puts a barracks down about where I thought he might do. Maybe I thought a little bit more aggressive, but because of that slight delay, I think he put a little bit further behind just in case. With Fire now being the feudal age, of course, he's going to get that scouts out. Even got a spearman queued inside there actually as well. Oh, Dave, come on, please. Double bit attacks now coming in. Barracks is now down, and in will be that archery range. Will, I wonder, Fire ever scout this out? And now a tower comes down from Dogao. That's actually a decent placement. It's going to take this wood line out. The thing is, though, I mean, in terms of value, how much wood are you really taking him off? It's a bit like, I guess it's like about 1,000 or so. It's alright, like, it's fine. I understand it. Like, why not, sort of thing. Helps, of course, with the deal with the forward as well. Keeps it a little bit safer too. And actually, it looks like there we go. Fire scouts out the forward with the spearman and the scout. Now he knows what's up. The jig is up. The skirmish is now popping up. And now this tower. I don't think Fire did scout the tower though. So this is going to be a bit of a surprise, somewhat. A couple more spearmen being coming up. So now Fire looks to... Tower now up. Wait, that's not in range? No. Oh my god, that looks like it's in range, but it isn't. My god. I think it's just out of range. I'm thinking like it needs the fletching. I think it just goes to here, which is crazy. So that tower is now redundant. Oh, wait, did it fire an arrow? No, it didn't. That's a shame. Best tower ever. Yeah. For a tower for what is a tiny wood line, has not actually proved its effectiveness. That is unfortunate for Dogao. That is unfortunate. It will eventually. This tower will eventually become useful, but by that point, to be honest, Fire would have got most out of the wood line, so this has actually ended up being possibly the most, maybe the most inefficient tower you've ever seen. Anyway, though, there's like 2 spears get forward in, but oh my god, Fire runs into it, gets a good couple of jabs off, and amazingly comes out with that with only really 1 weak scout, actually. That's pretty incredible, to be fair. Now a couple of skirmishers moving in forward too. Gonna take the stone there with those 4 villagers coming forward, so we can put up some more towers. Now we see an archer range coming down from Fire close to this lumber line here that he probably really desperately wants to protect. Hasn't put a tower of his own up just yet, but he might do in the future. He might put one up there. And there we go. Looks like Fire's like, I've had enough of this wood line. Everything has been used to its effectiveness. I've got the most out of it. And the scouts are on the move. Take them to the hill, and they're not saying trying to engage it, but they are villagers, of course. They can do the deals quite well, actually. Now the scouts going to try and go in straight for the skirmishes here. And looks like we'll just pull out just in the nick of time. But he will continue to harass these villagers here, especially with that scout doing a little bit extra DPS. But that's champion spearman does get involved there, and its dying act will kill the scout. But one villager does get picked off in the end, and now we're just seeing a full-on bum rush here by these villagers trying to pick off. But I really would want to think about picking off the spearman, really. Another villager does go down from Fire. Fire just lost 2 villagers there. I think one of them definitely a little bit unnecessary. Now they're going to start making their way up the hill to his woodline. I really think a tower or something like that should be put down here immediately. Now these spearmen are going to get involved too, and they haven't got bloodlines or anything, so spearmen will have them for breakfast, and now the skirmish is getting involved. Now it's just another bum rush once more, but this could end up being another couple more vills being lost here. Scouts just being completely zoned out by these spearmen, and actually, oh, don't be careful. Does lose another scout there, but at the same time though, the spearmen are a little bit out of position, have to regroup together. They will do just that. And at the same time, trying to go to some better straggler trees whilst he... I really think he needs to get a tower up on his woodline just so he can keep it safe. As right now, another tower comes up from Dogao, and it's actually a nice tower. Covers the stone and, of course, covers out a bit of farming land at the same time. And increases the pressure of Dogao's base. And Dogao is sitting pretty back at home. No harassment at all coming to him whatsoever. But this time the skirmishers are caught out this time around. Fire's going to get stuck in. Oh, a good couple of picks away, but we'll back out. Oh, but Fire again. Ah, Fire. I know he's got to do a lot of things, but this is just like, oh my god, so scary. These spearmen getting so many good jabs at them. It's crazy. Right, Fire has got stone. Yeah, Fire does have stone for a tower. I thought maybe he didn't have a stone for a tower, but he does. So, why has he done a tower on his woodline? I don't know, but now, oh god, the scouts are committing in to 4 or 5 spearmen. Now he just lost 2 already. Could be a 3. Oh, this is a massacre of the scouts in this. That was not a good trade, I don't think. He will deal, I guess, with most of this army, but that came at a huge cost. So many scouts lost. And again, it's just pulling away so many villagers from the berries or the lumber line or whatever, and it's just causing, again, more eco-harassment. And you can see here that the Dogao is 1 bill ahead, but I feel like just in terms of actual, like, economy itself, he's just pulling ahead here very well. Now there's plenty of skirmishes getting involved. One scout's not going to really cut it, really. He's going to put some villagers again into the fight, causing more eco-harassment, more eco-damage. This is really well played by Dogao. He's read this map extremely well, and he's punishing Fire here. Skirmishes, and yet another 4 villagers come forward, and he's going to put another tower down. Yep, I like the tower advancement once more. It's going to cover a bit more farming land, the berries, and now we're just seeing a full bum rush once more again as he commits in, but there's so many skirmishes and everything. And there's only a couple here from Fire and a scout. This isn't going to cut it in this tower. Oh. It's sort of going up, but it's sort of going up and down at the same time. But it's just, again, there's just too much army coming from Dogao here. Now a couple more spears being joined to the fight. I think this tower will go up. But can he keep it up, though? That's the question, because they are coming from the stone mine itself. So it's only so much you can repair it by. Tower is staying up for now, but at the same time, it's doing work on these villagers. And, oh, this is bad for Fire. It's going to lose everything here. And there we go. GG gets caught by Fire. My god. That was a quick game, and that was really well played by Dogao. He read the map very well here, and just went straight up for a forward, and did so much work. And Fire could have actually done some good harassment back at home, but I guess here Dogao is pretty well walled in most things. But the real failure, I think, like, this tower did absolutely nothing. And I was like, wow, that's a real big mistake. If Fire maybe did a bit of walling, or just at least at a tower for this woodline or something that he desperately needs to protect, it wouldn't have been so bad, because he wouldn't have had to basically fight this so much. I don't know, it's just unfortunately, I think Fire slightly screwed the pooch a little bit in that one. But it's okay, you know, it happens. And now we get to see a Game 5. We look at those achievements, of course. 26 and 14, 14 to 26. Bit more food collected from Fire, because he was going to scouts naturally. Wood, stone, gold, more collected from Dogao, and society, yeah, 3 more bill high. It's pretty standard stuff. There we go. GG, well played. And we're going to quick change of the score front to make it 2-all apiece. And we'll then jump into the last game, of course, people.